Hello, 'tis I, fat cow. Foodie's been demonetised. A lot of the internet is celebrating this. Personally, I find the idea of celebrating somebody losing their job somewhat distasteful. I mean, what kind of sick individual would do that? I know it's taking a while, isn't it? Why thing he doesn't make a noise? Well, that's appropriate. Anyway, I digressed. As per usual. I don't know where to put this. Okay, try not to burn myself. Hello, 'tis I, fat cow. Put everything together, and now I'm reacting to it, because I'm a glutton for punishment. I'm wearing a t-shirt that I may or may not have posted on my community post. You'll be able to see the development of said t-shirt down in the corner, because I filmed it. Additionally, once that's finished filming, there's a little bonus recording of me making something festive. So there's that to look forward to as well. Do they not make the loud noise anymore? I mean, I like this noise, it's quite funny, but I got others. I don't think I'll try them, or I might try them. Depends what sort of mood I'm in later. Anyway, let's get on with it, shall we? Let's see if I can get this right this time.
Oh my gosh, he's a weirdo. Oh.
T-shirt, bottom corner. This is the first live Foodie did immediately after finding out she was demonetised. It was subsequently erased. Not before people had sniped it though. Obviously, those in girl world who pay attention to such things have a tendency to be quite quick on the ball. Anyway, this is on the couples channel, and it appears to still be monetised. Why is that? Well, here's the deal. If your channel gets demonetised, any affiliate channels that you have, any channels that are linked to you, should they share the same AdSense, in other words, if they are registered under your name with your bank details, the same as your primary channel, that channel will also be demonetised. Now, the interesting thing is, at roughly exactly the same time as Foodie's main channel got demonetised, Salah's own channel got demonetised, which means both those channels were registered as belonging to the same person with the same bank account. Now, that's not necessarily Foodie though. It could be Salah. Salah could be the one who was getting all the money, all the AdSense, all the super chats paid to him, and he has technically been demonetised. And Foodie, because this channel's not demonetised, could be registered as the content creator for the couples channel under her bank account and her details. Obviously, Salah would have to register his bank information in Kuwait, because if it was registered in Syria, the sanctions would have forbidden any monetisation at all. So one of two things, possibly three, if my brain allows me to think the third, has happened. Either Foodie was registered as the content creator and therefore owner of the main Foodie Beauty channel and Salah's channel, which seems a bit odd, and Salah is registered as the sole owner, content creator, blah 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 blah, of the couples channel, but from his bank in Kuwait, or the reverse is true, and it was Salah who was getting the funds directly from this channel, the Foodie Beauty main channel and his gaming channel, and it's Foodie who was registered as the owner of this channel. Now, if that's the case, this channel will stay monetized and either Foodie or Salah is getting the money. If this channel is linked to the main channel and the gaming channel, however, it will be demonetized, and it will be demonetized very soon. There sometimes can be a delay between all the channels falling at the same time. However, it's usually a very small gap in between. So if this channel is still monetized by the end of today, my time, one of them is listed as a sole creator and the other has the main Foodie Beauty channel and the couples and the gaming channel of Salah's. Now, I personally think it's Salah who owns them, but there is evidence, in my opinion, that Salah might own or be the content creator. When I say own, I mean the registered user of the couples channel, because he's trying very hard to get people to send money to it, and he's making sure funding and all that gets to it, which kind of implies he wants the money because it's coming to him. Now, this is getting very confusing now, because I could also argue that now that he's lost his income, if he's the content creator registered for Foodie's main channel and his channel, this is now his only source of income via Foodie. So it's all very complicated. But if by the end of today, 48 hours max, let's say, this channel is still monetized, then the person who was responsible for Foodie Beauty's main channel and Salah's gaming channel is not the person that's responsible for this. So it's either Foodie or it's Salah in charge of this channel, and the opposite person, the other person, is the one who's lost all the revenue. Either way, Salah's going to get less money than he's used to because he was getting it from Foodie. There is a good chance she could have signed, in brackets, this channel over to Salah, as in Foodie Beauty's main channel, or the reverse is true. I don't understand though why Foodie's main channel and Salah's gaming channel would share the same AdSense, because that means Salah's money would be coming to her too. Makes more sense that his gaming money and her money went to Salah. But anyway, that's a really convoluted and pathetically articulated explanation as to what I think is currently happening. So let's get on with it.
YouTube, welcome to VIP's Club. This seems like a piece.
Either VIS, very important sleazers club, or DSC, welcome, very important, or welcome DSC's, Demonetised Supporters Club. That sounded wittier in my head than it does outside. Very important sleazers. Makes more sense to me. Oops-a-daisy. But still, one mustn't celebrate the demise of Foodie Beauty's channel, because quite frankly that's a bit tactless. It's kind of pretty, it's also kind of alarming, but still, I'm not celebrating. I wouldn't wish the loss of somebody's livelihood on anybody at all. Let's continue.
Oh, thank you. Okay, what did we say to people who joined? I don't remember. Do we have an intro? Welcome. Thank you so much. I appreciate the support over here. Thank you, everybody.
People will start joining as members, and the sincerity that Foodie expresses borders on the sarcastic. Yeah. And when she finally does get super chats up, not in this live but in the next live, and not during the entirety but in the last quarter, after somebody suggested in chat how to fix the lack of super chats, thanks, she gets dollar amounts, $1.99, $2.99, and she's not handling it with grace and dignity, is all I have to say.
I'm mad about this teardrop face. Hey, Bumpy, Tracy. I love you too, Teardrop. There's no super chat option? Really? Are you sure?
Good. The fact she has this platform to come on to so soon after being demonetised is quite frankly disgusting. And if it remains, people will report her for ban evading. And technically, she's not. Because ban evading is when you start an entirely new channel with other people's details in order to circumnavigate demonetisation, and you still have to go through the process of getting 1,000 subscribers, which I think she'd get quite quickly, a certain number of hours of content, or a certain number of hours of the content being watched before you can get monetised. So she'll go for a good month if she ban evades that way before she'd even be monetised. Now people are suggesting she goes on to Twitch, and she has already migrated somewhat to Twitch. Now Twitch doesn't have the current terms of service that have struck Foodie, which comes under the umbrella of promoting self-harm. Foodie takes issue with this and claims she did no such thing, but I will get back to that later. However, Foodie, if you watch me, which I kind of suspect you do on occasion, there's one thing you need to know about Twitch. Twitch has a policy of zero toleration for obvious signs of intoxication due to alcohol or drug usage. You cannot stream on Twitch if you are obviously high. You don't have to be seen taking the drugs. You just have to be obviously high. And that would get you banished almost immediately from that particular platform. So you need to keep that in mind if you decide to migrate to Twitch. I would have thought that YouTube would have followed suit and had the same zero tolerance policy on obvious inebriation and intoxication and being off your gourd on herbal stuff, whether allowed in your country or not. It doesn't matter, personally. They'll get around to it, I'd imagine, though. But still, I'm just letting you know, Twitch probably is not going to work out for you at all. So where does this leave Foodie? Well, there are some job options for an individual with her qualifications. One of which is a bed tester. Now, a bed tester needs to be available for certain durations of time. It's not lie in the bed for an hour and then report back. You'd be given the bed, you'd have to use it for a certain amount of time. The qualifications needed is you have to be articulate. In other words, you have to be able to express your feelings regarding the bed in a manner that is useful to the researchers. They also require certain body types. In other words, they need to know that their bed fits everybody, and you'd be in a very specific demographic that they would probably be looking for to see if their bed is suitable for people of your physicality. I don't know what the demand for a bed tester is, but if you go on the internet and search bed testing employment opportunities, something may occur. I mean, I think you work from home. I think they give the bed to you to use at home. They don't expect you to come in and just lie there. So you wouldn't even have to go out. And yes, guys, I am suggesting alternative jobs to Foodie. And some people might say, don't give her ideas, as if she's ever going to fucking do it anyway. And I thought the idea of being a professional bed tester was quite amusing. Anyway, I'm going to add a few things, job suggestions, as we go on. This is thrilling, isn't it?
That's weird.
She's obviously been crying. I mean, who wouldn't, actually? Actually, I don't know if I'd cry if I was demonetised. I have absolutely no idea how I'd respond and react to being demonetised. I'm pretty sure I'd still make content, though, because she says she's been kicked off YouTube. She hasn't been kicked off YouTube. She can go on YouTube as many times as she wants. She just won't get paid for it. It's not the same thing. Anyway, she's kind of pissed off that she's not getting a super chats, and that's one of the reasons why this initial live was so flipping short. She thought everybody's going to watch this, everybody being a roughly 400 people, by the way, and everybody's going to support me and just throw money at me. That's not going to happen. People are already pissed off about your obvious grifting, and are even more so now that they know you're still with Salah, and therefore fraudulently obtained money to come to Canada under the guise that your relationship had ended and that you absolutely categorically had to leave Syria, kind of implied for your own well-being, and that you were having a fresh start and you needed rescuing, when the fact of the matter is you just wanted them to pay for you to come to Canada so that you could be more comfortable in your living arrangements. But I digress. And now I've forgotten where I was going with my conversation. Yes. She expected an overwhelming amount of support and an overwhelming amount of money being thrown at her. She's also very, very much advertising her PayPal. She had a community post saying that if somebody PayPal'd me, or if I raised $150 on PayPal, I'd come on live. The audaciousness of this is somewhat incredible. If people had just waited and not given money, she would have come on live eventually, because she is unable to not. She has to have her word. She has to have the last word. She has to say her opinions, and she needs to shout at somebody. She needs to vent at somebody. She needs something. The reason we're not getting a vent or a rage currently is she's so herbally anaesthetised. It's beyond her abilities currently. Now, when Amber started pushing various external paying apps at people, a lot of them got cancelled. So PayPal's going to be targeted next by people that are finding this whole thing disagreeable, that Foodie is circumnavigating the punishment she has found herself getting for flagrantly breaking the terms of service for her employer. So I think her YouTube is going to be hit next because of haters, whereas this demonetisation wasn't haters at all. It was YouTube.
Maybe they're like removing it. But it says join memberships.
Because there's so many pauses in the whole entire thing, both lives, I'm just going to jump in and just waffle on, because quite frankly, pauses like this when I'm making a video make me uncomfortable, because it's just like pausing for everybody and I'm just sat here looking like So anyway, as you can tell, I've had too much caffeine. Another job Foodie can do is, and we all know about this if we're in Girl World, because of a certain other individual and their romantic interest. Squishing. A lot of the jobs, and I really racked my brain out of what this person with this particular skill set and qualifications and things could do for money. A lot of them are going to go towards the more specialised interests. Yes, the umbrella of specialised interests, let's say. But it's actually very lucrative, if you were so inclined. Squishing. There are individuals on this planet that we all know and love who would pay quite substantial amounts of money to be sat on by people of a certain girth until they, not the person of a certain girth, but the person being sat on, finds it difficult to breathe. This can last mere minutes. It isn't something you have to invest even an hour of your time into, and you are rewarded handsomely for almost suffocating an individual to death with your entirety. I don't know where you'd go to advertise your services or where you'd go to find people who want those services, but it is a job that exists. So far we've got a bed tester and squishing. It's going to be that kind of video. Soz.
Hey, pink stars.
That's the sound they're meant to make. This one is a dud, but I do like the noise. My favourite so far. I went out and got all these things especially. You're welcome.
It's so weird. See, you can become members. You,
And people are saying, we told you to take those videos down. Not only did everybody say stop making these, take down your videos that feature you eating, everybody was also saying, and stop making new ones. She didn't listen. Her ODD just went into overdrive and she's like, I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want and just to everybody. Oh, that's a look. Anyway, Foodie can't understand why she's been demonetised, much in the same way as Amber can't understand why she's been demonetised. However, Amber thinks it's totally because of the mass reporting from Girl World, where Foodie thinks YouTube's been unfair and fucked up because surely she's allowed to eat online. She's a human being. Food is food. She needs to eat. Can she never eat ever again on live? Whole thought's unfathomable. I mean, eating is 75% of her content. That means she's got to think up something to do, and we all know she's physically incapable of doing that. And she says, I didn't promote self-harm. I was just eating. And in fact, if I talked about anything, it was the opposite of self-harm. I was telling everybody about things that were healthier or pointing out things that were unhealthy. I wasn't promoting self-harm. Well, here's the thing about eating online in accordance to YouTube's terms of service. The whole issue is to do with something that rhymes with cringing or whinging. When you are sat in front of a meal that is thousands of calories worth, is obviously more than what is considered a normal portion size, which looks like somebody who had an inclination or a tendency towards cringing or whinging would consider an amount of food they would do during a cringe. It wasn't the fact you were eating, it was the sheer fucking quantities of the food you presented. Most people order a singular meal from a fast food establishment, no extras, no bonus sandwich. There. Okay, no bonus sandwich, no sneaky Sunday on the side. They don't drive through McDonald's, order a meal, and then immediately drive through McDonald's again to order another sandwich. It's the quantity you eat. Okay, a cringe or a binge, said the word, whinge, is considered eating 3 or 4 times the normal amount of food in one go or over a period of time, consistently, not without huge breaks. I ate 2,000 calories today, but that was either breakfast, lunch or dinner. It's like I ate 2,000 calories in this one meal. Anyway, none of your meals are 2,000 calories. Lots of them are even more than that. But what I'm saying is, you're eating what to anybody suffering from an ED would consider an amount of food suitable for cringing. And that is why you're demonetised. Now, you've got 3 months to fix your channel. Make content that's suitable and then re-appeal. However, you're going to have to remove all the content when you are eating anything that could be considered by any other person apart from yourself as excessive. And that is 80% of your content, if not more. Because it's very, very rarely you produce content that doesn't involve you eating. If you want to include, just to be safe, you talking about food in addition, that's 100% of your content you'll have to remove. Not private, remove.
SSH Castles. Hey Ocean. Hold on, I'll have to check. Tiny Shamrocks, welcome to the VIPs club. I gotta find something to do for when people join.
How about sincerely acknowledge that they're doing you a fucking favour instead of sounding incredibly sarcastic and pissed off?
Meantime, thank you. Thank you so much for joining.
My point exactly.
My VIPs club. Welcome. Okay, yeah, we have to decide what we're gonna do.
Why not take a few days off, minimum, and reflect? No, you're incapable of reflection, because as a narcissist you don't believe you're at fault, and that's part of reflecting.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll get found out here soon. Yes, demonetized. Scrape, no, I have to, figure out something.
Now, I'm getting the impression she hasn't appealed so far. She hasn't made that 5-minute video she has to make for YouTube explaining why she thinks they made a mistake. Much like Amber Lynn's video she made for her appeal, whatever she puts forward as evidence is going to be comedy fucking gold, and probably be shared around all the people who work at YouTube for a laugh, and you will then be rejected, because you will. Or somebody said learn to humble yourself. I don't think so.
Oh, teardrop.
Somebody says, are they demonetising skinny mukbangers? Now, I don't know. I don't follow any mukbangers apart from Amber and Foodie, and I don't follow them for that. I have a feeling they're going to get round to it, though. As I said, it's the quantity of the food involved that's the issue. Things that are done under the umbrella of being educational or documentary or newsworthy won't be hit with the same punishment. Foodie claims her commentary regarding whinging was educational, to which I say, you're joking, right?
I don't see it coming. I'm gonna want to eat supper now. Yeah. I know, teardrop, it's
Now, somebody says the wackos on Twitter have been tagging YouTube saying you're promoting self-harm because you come in here high, and that's not the issue at all. Foodie herself admits she got an email, well, not an email, she got a message from YouTube on Studio saying your videos come under the break the terms of service because of promoting self-harm. So actually it could be being high. It depends if it was very specific about the food or in general. It might also apply to coming on obviously intoxicated. I wonder what that message from YouTube said beyond breaking terms of service for glorifying or promoting self-harm. Did that include the drugs as well? Because if that's the case, this channel will follow for sure, regardless of who it belongs to. Well, who the content creator registered is.
Okay, so they're saying that I got demonetized. So they're saying that the Foodie Beauty channel got demonetized. And they said that's because it says violent self-harm. Now,
she said that very quickly. I know it's been sped up, not by me, but by the person who was trying to catch up with the sniping. Look at her face. She literally can't believe this has happened to her. She's incredulous. And she's glossing over something here.
I'm going to appeal the crap out of it because, number one, if they say for mukbangs, period, I have an email from them, from the appeal center, from the policy center, saying that I have a video where I was eating the pizza by the self-harm policy.
That particular video, when she ate the pizza from Pizza, was disgusting because of all the sauce and things and whatever she drooled over pizza. But at the end of the day, it was a singular pizza. So, on peer review by an actual physical human being, they may not have taken issue with the quantity of the food because an entire pizza isn't extraordinary when people fancy pizza. We've all eaten an entire pizza at some point in our lives. Yeah? But the other stuff, when she's got multiple bowls of food, there's many videos that a lot of the curry takeaway she did in Thailand and Kuwait and stuff. There's so many dishes. It's way beyond what a person would order for themselves reasonably. You'd have a side, the curry bit and the rice, so 3 dishes max, 3 bowls. But she would have, like when she did that thing at the sushi place, the amount of different foods plus that entire thing of sushi, which I've never eaten more than 4 pieces at once, let alone she had 12, 16 pieces of sushi. Then she had noodles, more noodles, some rice and whatever. The pizza may have just about passed the thing. And she said, well, if that pizza went through, then obviously I've done nothing wrong for the entirety of the 10 years I've been on here, eating huge amounts of shit.
So, really something to do with apologies. I hate that. Yeah, self-harm for what it is. Like, it's so stupid. I said, so you shouldn't demonetize the whole channel. Like, because number one, I mostly just go live these days and talk, right? And if I have dinner or whatever, I don't...
Same argument as Amber. Yeah, I used to do mukbangs, but I haven't done mukbangs for almost a year, so surely it doesn't matter. Well, the thing is, Amber, foodie, one, your content's still up, which means people can just watch it. It doesn't matter how old it is. 2, this isn't a new, suddenly out of nowhere thing. The rules changed on YouTube about this particular whinging stuff, promoting self-harm, or eating huge quantities of food, promoting self-harm, in July of 2023. You've had over 2 years to fix this. And it's very obvious YouTube has come to the point that, well, we gave them time. We gave them time to fix this. And you've had warnings, you've had videos demonetised yourself, which is kind of YouTube warning you. And in that 2+ years since the rules changed, you did shit all. So this is actually deserved. Your apathy towards following the rules, your procrastination of doing anything that requires effort has caused this. You've got no one to blame but yourself.
Do like a lot of videos, and what like this new policy just like came to be,
July 2023. The court case that started all this, July 2023. "28 months ago. This rule is a fucking toddler. It's not an infant, it's not a newborn, it's a toddler."
In the forefront, and it's like you do realize that you made probably billions of dollars off the phone industry. And
yeah, they know. So they're hurting themselves by doing this, but they're doing this because the punishments they'd get for letting this stuff stay on greatly outweighs the money they were making from this stuff. So they did a kind of risk assessment analysis and decided best get rid of these things that are making us money, because otherwise we are going to be screwed by the law and quite possibly lose the entire thing that is YouTube. You understand? Do you?
now you just want and so you have these people who build livelihoods and have mortgages and families. And
you have neither a mortgage nor a family. So stop being incredulous on their behalf, because they've been hit by this significantly harder than you have.
fucking everything. Okay? No, I'm not complaining. I'm not surprised, Punch Queen. So yeah, I'm not.
Oh, see that face? She's furious, and she is surprised. She thinks this is a complete and utter load of bollocks. How very dare they do this to her? Do they know who she is? She's Foodie fucking Beauty. How dare you, YouTube, you large company with thousands and thousands of employees and lawyers out of the wazoo. How dare you do that to me?
Surprised. Trust me, I'm just giving my thoughts about it. So, instead of completely demonetizing these channels, give them a chance, like give them a warning, okay?
28 months. Plus you've been having content demonetized by YouTube. That's your warning. They were letting you know this particular type of content wasn't doing, it wasn't fulfilling its role. It was, doing exactly what they didn't want you to do. It was against terms of service. You were warned. YouTube warned you. Your Beezers warned you. Your community at large warned you. Even your haters warned you. You chose not to do anything.
It's going to be a new policy, and,
It's not a new fucking policy.
we're going to demonetize your channel, I don't know. Get rid of these videos. Or just let them delete videos off your channel, I don't know. Like, I had,
If they deleted all of the videos on your channel that fell under this umbrella, 75% of your content would be gone immediately, and you'd still be pissed off, just slightly less so.
compared to most of my content. And furthermore, the whole thing stipulates, the whole terms of service thing, it says that we don't want your channel or content promoting or my eating disorders, which mine does not interest me.
It does. If somebody watching your content had the urge to whinge and were fighting it, trying to distract themselves by watching something, trying not to think about everything that's in their fridge or everything that's in their cupboard or how close they are to the shops where they could buy certain things to whinge, upon seeing the huge quantity and variety of foods that you were yourself eating, it could quite possibly push them over the edge of managing to control themselves and not. Because it doesn't take much when your brain starts telling you, I've got some biscuits in the cupboard. I don't need those biscuits in the cupboard. One wouldn't hurt though, would it? Because, speaking as somebody who has a problem with this particular subject matter, it is almost as if the food is calling you. It invades your brain. It keeps popping in your brain. And you can put it off and you can put it off. Sometimes you manage to get to bed and go to sleep without giving in to the nagging thought. Sometimes you convince yourself, I'll have a bit, it won't hurt. That never works out. But if you have the nagging thought in your brain, and then you see somebody eating vast quantities of food, looking like they're having fucking orgasms over the food, it could be the one thing that makes a difference between managing to last till bedtime and going to sleep without giving in and giving in. It does not take much. It takes a huge amount of willpower not to give in to the urge to cringe. And I'm speaking from since I was 14 years old. 29, 30, flipping heck, 39 years of experience, in fact. Fuck, I'm old.
It actually talks about, like, from a personal standpoint, just like my heart is with it usually. And I've done like a few videos. I don't know. No, but it's really dumb. I don't know.
It's not in the slightest bit dumb. Not in the slightest bit dumb. I would go as far to say that one of the reasons Foodie doesn't understand this, much in the same way that Amber doesn't understand this, is both their BEDs are self-diagnosed and that they're not actually BEDs. It's they are addicted to food because they eat huge quantities of food continuously, whereas I eat normal amounts of food, or actually below normal amounts of food for the most part, but every so often the demons win and I can eat thousands and thousands of calories worth of food in one go, whereas they eat thousands and thousands and thousands of calories of food for every meal continuously ad nauseum. So I don't think either of them legitimately have BEDs. They are food addicts, and that's a different beast entirely.
No. Hey, Links. No, because I did.
Sorry.
Well, maybe, I don't know. I knew that, yeah, I knew that I could possibly, it could happen. So what should I do now? I don't know what I'm going to know.
Perfect segue for job suggestion number 3. Again, very niche job to benefit people that have a very specific desire. Sploshing. Now, sploshing involves food and making content revolving food, but not eating it. No, it involves food that has a consistency that is runny, like custard, jelly, things that are easily smushed. You know, a chicken breast isn't going to do the job. A trifle will, a cake will. Custard, it's quite popular. And basically making a big mess of it by pouring it, smearing it, you know, on yourself. Again, much like the previous job selection, I don't know where you'd go to find the opportunity to work in this particular field. But yes, much like squishing, it's a thing and it pays well. No involvement with other people needed. You just film yourself. So that's another job you can do from home.
Oh. I'm not on drugs, thank you very much.
Because, and this is her argument, cannabis is legal in Canada for medicinal purposes. So she's not on drugs, she's on medicine. Granted, it wasn't prescribed by a doctor, she doesn't have a prescription for it, and the quantities she takes kind of borderline, not even borderline, go beyond what would be considered a reasonable amount for medical use. People who are terminally ill and are declining significantly and rapidly towards an inevitable end, let's say, do not get prescribed the quantities of cannabis you consume medically. So you're taking more for medicinal reasons than somebody who is terminally ill would be given by a medical professional. So yes, you are on drugs because you are medically abusing the privilege that Canada has given you. I could get it medically prescribed for my chronic illness, fibromyalgia, and the lack of discs I have in my spine, and the sciatica that I have, which has become chronic, yay, and sure, I've been offered it. I've actually been offered to change my prescription, which is currently cocodamol, which is codeine, which is an opioid, and paracetamol combined. I've been offered morphine to take daily, and I said no. Not because I'm not in enough, I'm faking my pain, or I'm not in enough pain to have morphine. I have children. I also drive. So I will not put myself in a position where I would be in any way compromised medically by drugs, even though I've been given them by a medical professional. I could be taking cannabis for my pain, but for the same reason, I say no. I'm responsible for other human beings. I'm responsible for pets. I also drive, which means I'm responsible for thousands of other people who are in the street. So I don't take things beyond what I'm currently taking, because that's what responsible adults do, regardless of how severe their symptoms are. And your symptom, foodie, is you're unhappy with your current set of circumstances. And to be honest, there's a completely different classification of drugs that you can be prescribed to deal with that aren't what you're taking. You wouldn't be prescribed what you're taking for your issues.
Okay, can we block people? Who wants to be mods on here?
Me. I'm pretending to be Teardrop.
Yeah, you're allowed to reapply in 9 days. So that's true.
But you've got a shitload of changes you have to make before you do that, Poppet. And not only do you have to eradicate almost all of your channel previously, you have to make content that fits in with the terms of service. And if the promotion of self-harm includes being online inebriated and medically compromised due to medicinal herbal misuse, you won't be creating the content that applies also. You can't remove everything, not make any content, and then just pop up in 90 days and say, please sir, can I have my channel back? You have to make some content as well. And if the terms of services that you broke included the cannabis use in addition, the new material will not exist.
I'm at almost 600 pounds.
But you're very close to 500, aren't you, sweetheart?
Okay. When I go to block people, I use this is my job. I don't care what. I'm so tired of trying to explain to people that social media is a job because you earn money. So.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough. For you, it's your job. It's your source of income. You abuse it monumentally, and you're not exactly a good employee, and you also panhandle on the side. So is the panhandling and the e-begging and the grifting also a job? Is it? If I robbed a bank and I kept the money... Sorry, Governor, I didn't do anything wrong, it's just a job. Yeah, the social media part's the job. The extra bits that you get your money from isn't there?
Social media. We get paid to interact with people. That's what we do. I don't care if you don't see it as a real job. It is, because we make money. And then you start to rely on that money to pay your bills. Okay?
And you're an idiot for assuming it would be around forever. You have no backup plan. You know, you just assumed you were always going to make money. Always. Because you're foodie fucking beauty.
Right, Pumpkin, thank you. And I'm just going to say this. Yeah, just block these people. Yeah, thank you. Anyways.
Roxy Unfiltered said, with all due respect, Chantal, you should make content that shows you're doing more to make it a job, hun. Your lives are you lying down or eating. Go out. Do fun stuff.
How did I not follow the rules? I followed the rules.
You fucking did not. Fuck off.
That's what I'm going to argue to the death of it if I have to somehow, I don't know.
And you're going to get laughed at.
Because, like, honestly, I'm not glorifying eating disorders.
Yes, you are. Oh, look at her face. She's rolling her eyes. She's really incredulous. She really, really can't believe this has happened to her, of all people.
I usually talk about like stuff that I found that's educational about, diet culture.
Lost Souls 333 said, make sure you're not high as fuck when you are making your point. That's a good point.
And not in a good way, and I'm not promoting anything negative like diet culture. I'm actually against anything that could be harmful to people wanting to lose weight, so just mentioning weight, I guess, at all, you know what I'm saying? And this channel's not about that, but the new terms of service, anyways, I feel like that's what it's about, but...
They're not new. 28 months. It's been in place 28 months. You're lucky you lasted this long.
I feel like it's really touchy because it's like, can we not even eat a meal? Can we not?
Not at the sizes and quantity that you do. You don't have meals. You have family dinners. Okay? This is as simple as I can explain it. You don't eat a meal. You eat dinner for a family of 3. Occasionally, dinner for a couple. Occasionally. And sometimes for a family of 4. You do not have, in any way, shape or form, what would constitute a meal.
Even eat?
The idea of not eating online mystifies her. Because what else has she got? Fuck all.
I don't know. Yeah, super boy. Anyway. Yeah, Monica, yes. Oh, Monica. Are you talking to me, Kiara?
Salah has entered the chat. What's going on, Chantal? As if you don't already know. As if she didn't get in contact yet with you as soon as it fucking happened to rage down the phone.
Google says, what does it matter? I don't want to watch you eat anyway. Yeah. I don't know. We will see. It's just like...
Teddy bear. I mean, there's no reason to be eating on camera anyway. There's a million other things you can be doing. It's time to pivot. Yes, foodie, it's time to sit and spin. Oh yeah, you tried that in the desert and you got stuck, didn't you?
I mean, I guess, like, what if I go out for a day, but just, like, hold on for a half an hour, guys. I have to eat my lunch because I'm a fat person and I want to eat.
No, you'd be allowed to eat if you ordered what is considered a legitimate meal's worth of food. And that doesn't include buying yourself a sharing platter of anything. It doesn't include multiple dishes. You know, say you had a menu and the menu said vegetarian biryani. You'd order that. It would be the biryani, rice, and you could add a side naan bread. That's a meal. But you just don't do the vegetable biryani, do you? You do the vegetable biryani that comes with bread. You will also do a chicken korma, which also comes with rice. Sorry, the biryani comes with the curry and the rice, and then you'd order a chicken korma that would come with the curry and the rice, and then you'd probably add a different rice, and then you'd have a naan bread, and then you'd probably have poppadoms, and then you'd have mango chutney, and that yogurt stuff, and a drink, which for me is enough for 3 people to share, but for you is a meal. Do you understand any of this?
So I'm not allowed to eat anything on camera? Like,
the thought is literally incomprehensible to her. Do you know how many times I've eaten on camera? I believe it's twice.
I demand answers. So I'm going to go live and post on this channel until, until it gets...
Well, I can still make money here. I'm going to make money here. I mean, you've gone from a platform that had over 100,000 subscribers, although only 12% of those subscribers are people who are actually active. And I don't mean watching you active, I mean actually still using YouTube. And out of those 12% that are active, you get a couple of thousand who actually legitimately watch you. Now this channel only has 11,000, and subsequently, while you'll probably still get the same amount of viewers, you won't be getting paid the same amount per 1,000 views that you would on your other channel. So your pay, if I was to guess, would go down by half, at least.
Taken down, whatever. And then I'll be on Twitch. I posted that on my community post.
You're not allowed to do anything content-wise on Twitch if you are obviously intoxicated, inebriated, or under the influence of anything.
I posted it on the community tab on the Foodie Beauty channel, not this one. But eating is a human thing that even fat people have to do.
But not in the quantities that you do it online.
So demonetizing a channel and saying it's self-harm for an overweight person to eat?
It's got nothing to do with you being overweight. It's to do with the quantities of food you eat, one, and I would argue the manner in which you eat. Additionally, I mean, you do use a microphone sometimes for ASMR purposes, or feeder content, which you're going to vehemently deny you ever do. But if somebody pays you to eat food, technically that's feeder content.
And judging how much they can eat?
Yeah, sort of a point. But that is the whole point. It's the amount. It's the amount. And possibly how you eat it.
Like, are you a dietitian?
Nothing to do with nutrition, dietitian, or anything to do with that. The science proves, categorically, 100%, the human body isn't designed to healthily eat thousands of calories in one sitting. Don't need to be a dietitian to understand that. It's medical fact.
Do you know what I mean? Do you know what this person is eating the rest of the day?
Doesn't matter. Eating that amount of food in one go, even if you don't eat anything else for the rest of the day, is unhealthy.
It's just so it's like presumptuous.
No. You filmed it. We don't have to presume anything. You documented it and published it online. There's nothing to presume.
I don't know. Yeah. Whatever. Ça va.
Sala's been on for quite a while, and you saw that.
So used to saying, I want to be like, hey, hello. Hi, everybody. Thank you for being here on this channel, by the way. I mean, am I not on? Wait a minute. Which channel am I on right now, guys? Because I went live on Salah and Chantal, right?
One person has said overeating can be self-harm. Some impressionable viewers can be affected. Absolutely true. And in this particular case, the impressionable viewers that YouTube is particularly concerned with are those under the age of 18, minors. Had your channel been age restricted, you might have lasted a bit longer. My channel's age restricted because I swear a fair bit. It's a decision I made. And I don't think Foodie Beauty in any way, shape or form is appropriate for children, even if all you're doing is commenting. Sorry, I dropped something. And now I've picked it up.
You are on the couples channel. Yeah, I'm on the couples channel, okay? Don't trip me out. Yeah. Hello, Mixed Master. I don't know. It won't let people super chat. When I go into the monetization, it says on, and it lets people join memberships. No idea.
Somebody else has said, you rub your ED in YouTube's face by continuing to eat, knowing about ALR, and what do you think was going to happen?
It's weird. It's weird, eh?
Teardrop is telling Foodie to be very careful who she lets mod. She's been very protective over her wrench.
Yeah, Teardrop.
Somebody else pointed out that vaping on cam and discussing using edibles probably wasn't very good either. Although she's going to think, nah, medicinal, fine, medicinal.
Right. Let me check, wait. Can you post the PayPal link, huh? I mean...
She calls Salahan. She also calls him Habibi. Or Habebti. No, it's Habibi because Habebti is the female version. She's all very lovey-dovey with him until she corrects herself. Not in the slightest bit suspicious.
It's so hard. I don't feel comfortable. YouTube does not decide if Chantal has an eating disorder. Yeah.
No. Foodie announced she did. She actually announced she did. Did you forget that part? But again, it's the quantity of food she eats. That's the issue.
That's true. But they're going to go with like videos where I've talked about like BED, you know? Oh, below the shadow. I can't see very well. Well...
Somebody else says, nothing weird about it. You promoted an eating disorder, lol. You ate triple what a normal person does in every video.
This account was already monetized. So it says in my email I got from them that I should not try to monetize.
And then somebody suggested that this is discrimination and should sue YouTube.
There's new content. But I don't think it said anything about, you know, not being able to use this one. It's still monetized. No. I mean like new channel, right? Yeah, so what? I just don't eat?
Or just eat what is considered universally a reasonable amount of food.
I need answers. I don't care. You think so, Tiny Shamrocks? It might not be monetized, actually. Because if you cannot send super chats, it's not monetized. That's how you can tell. Remember with Amberlynn? Well,
No, because the join button is still there. If the join button's still there, you're still monetized. What you're going to find out later is something happened in studio where you, for some reason, stopped super chats. Probably you stopped super chats on your couples channel because people were sending super chats saying mean things about you, and you forgot to reinstate the privilege. They're counting on after a while because somebody, Bear, I believe, suggests they look into studio, and thanks, Bear. I think it was Bear.
now with me too. I'm like, what the heck?
Somebody said, so everybody should support you, question mark. You do nothing but lay on your couch.
You be quiet. Get out of here. What have you been trying to say, Nina? Sorry. No, I'm just tired.
Stoned.
Okay, here's the thing.
Now somebody said, I think your tongue is swollen because she starts to have difficulty talking because of the medicine she takes. And she goes, no, I'm just tired. But yeah.
It's not that, cheerleader. I told people a million times, right? I even have the email.
Somebody suggests she sells farts in a jar. Oh, another job opportunity. Doesn't even involve food. Doesn't have to be sexual. But I think she'd be really good at this job. And again, it caters to a very particular demographic. And that has to do with balloons or inflatables. Now, there's a certain demographic who finds balloons and inflatable things like floaties, the pools, like the blow-up animals and things, somewhat fascinating. And what they also find somewhat fascinating, some of them, this is the advanced level of people who appreciate inflatables, like to see them burst. And one of the ways they like to see them burst, there are many ways, but one of the ways they like to see them burst is by seeing an individual that has an ample-sized derriere sit on them and bounce until said inflatable explodes. Again, I don't know where you'd go to find such employment as this. A lot of the things, apart from bed testing that I have suggested, I believe would probably be utilised on only devices that cool you down when it's hot by pushing cold air into your face is channel. But still, it's very difficult to find jobs for someone with this one's particular qualifications.
I should post it. I'll post it tonight after this. I literally said that I after they came out with this policy and demonetized Amberlynn, I did a pizza mukbang at my island here, okay? People now...
And it was peer-reviewed by an actual human being because it was taken down by AI. And the particular peer who watched yours was obviously somebody who in their lifetime has eaten an entire pizza. And therefore it didn't seem necessarily as excessive out of context compared to all your other stuff. And that's why it got put back. I have eaten entire pizzas in my time. A lot of people have eaten an entire pizza. That one pizza thing being reinstated did not give you carte blanche to do whatever you fucking wanted and to ignore all the rules that have been applied to your fellow girl worldians, such as Rosie and Amberlynn Reid, Glitter and Lasers, potentially somebody whose name ends in Lemon, and a couple of other people. You just weren't paying attention. I don't know why you thought that one incident proved you were exempt from the whole thing.
Reported it. I get an email. Did this violate self-harm policy? I appeal it. 15 minutes later, this does not violate our self-harm policy. So I thought it was okay to eat food, which a human being does.
But not in that quantity.
Human beings eat food. Human beings eat food.
But only approximately 2,000 calories a day. Give or take, sometimes up to 3,000, depending on the size of the individual. You, currently, at your weight, to maintain your weight, needs to eat 6,000 approximately, and to continue gaining weight, as you obviously are, in excess of 6,000 a day. But you can eat 2,000, 3,000 easily during an entire life. And that's the issue.
Mixmaster Millie, welcome to VIP's Club. Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Oh, sarcastic bitch.
You dear. Pumpkin Pie, Dollar Sky, welcome to VIP's Club. Oh, welcome, dear.
Thank you. I'm so grateful. Honestly.
Come on in. Is that creepy?
Yes.
I don't know for an intro what to do if you become a member. Thank you though for supporting the what?
Somebody said you should be able to eat a Grinch Happy Meal, for fuck's sake.
It's fake. Yep, you're right. I really hate you all. I'm just joking. I'm kidding. Now it's working. Yeah, it's really glitchy these days. Hey.
Awful noise.
Okay, which platforms do I go to?
Not Twitch.
Which?
I know nothing about Kick. At all. Hadn't even heard of it till today.
I don't know.
So I've got no opinion.
I'm begging, I guess, all my own.
Only things that blow cold air in order to cool you down. Sight is your best bet.
Oh,
Absolutely, categorically. You were banned from Patreon, by the way. You were on Patreon and you got kicked off, and therefore you won't be able to go back on Patreon again. Sorry, hun.
Dumb. Well, I'm going to give it to you. Yes, because I need at least one other person. No pattern, what? Oh, Patreon.
Somebody's pointed out if you go live, hi, Twitch will ban you. Somebody else, Swag Daddy, said the damn coffee never even got sent. By the way, I remembered that I forgot about the fuddlers, but I've made a note, and on a really big post-it note, and so I will approach the whole who gets a fuddlers thing later. You'll know by the end of the week. My brain just doesn't, I have no object permanence. I really don't have any object permanence at all.
Real funny.
Somebody suggested us Rumble. I kind of heard of it. I know it exists. No idea what it is though. Somebody suggested right there with a yellow little avatar with a white W. Who do you know? 74. The fourth comment on the bottom, up from the bottom, has suggested something that I've been suggesting, but using the actual words. Teardrop made a Twitch account just to watch Foodie.
Charles. It was with the two-factor authentication thing. Thanks, Sandra.
Somebody suggested you order Nashies.
I mean, I was thinking of just staying here until, you know, they pull the plug on me. Salat and Chantal.
Now, if you pay attention to the chat, but you've really got to focus on the chat, a lot of things are being deleted. And you can see it happen in real time. Spooky Boy says, Chantal isn't employable, guys. Stop suggesting she get a job. She needs donations only. I've given her 4 options already. Without mentioning the very, very, very obvious one that she may or may not have already partaken in, if somewhat furtively. She's done it without doing it, if you know what I mean. Something Emily's very fond of, if you catch my drift, and it's not squishing.
Michelle, are you able to send a super chat? Does it let you? Or there's no option?
Oh, right, that disappeared really quick. But I was going to read out, somebody said, Salah, Foodie dumped you, get out of her chat, you bum. And that was up there for long enough for me to notice it existed, and then poof, just like magic, he was gone.
Yeah.
Apparently Kik has no rules, so she'd fit in really well there. People are suggesting she just not eat on lives or in vlogs, and she'll be fine eventually. I don't think Foodie is actually capable of doing that. I really don't think she's capable of doing that.
Plan starting tomorrow. I'm not planning right now.
So the interesting thing about tomorrow, and putting off things until tomorrow, is tomorrow literally never comes. Because the minute it changes from today to tomorrow, it's today. Yeah, I know. It'll be over soon. This video will be over soon. But we haven't got to the second part of my creative endeavours. We're still on the t-shirt. We haven't got to the festive activity yet.
No options. Just don't eat. It's just so weird to me, but okay, I won't.
Somebody said, Salah, you need to enforce her not to be intoxicated on live streams. He couldn't even do that when they were in the same vicinity. How the hell is he going to manage that from a few thousand miles away?
Yeah. That's right.
It was pointed out, because somebody said, do you still do cameos, don't delay? And somebody on Twitter pointed out that she's Muslim for cosplay and Christian for pay, because she's advertising Christmas cameos. And I thought that was very accurate and rather clever. Not my idea though. I just passed it on. Somebody said, if you eat, people will report you. And it reminded me of that film, which I've never seen, about the field basketball. But I know the quote. Build it, they will come. If you eat, people will report you. Doesn't have the same weight though, does it? Fans will understand. Fans are somewhat compromised intellectually, it appears.
Okay. I'm going to end the live here because it might be a glitch and I'm going to delete this. We're not going to talk about anything about you know what. And then
she's decided, because it's been implied, to end the live and then restart again immediately, because she thinks that's going to reinstate the super chats. It takes either Scapegoat or Bear or somebody of that ilk to suggest somebody go into studio for her to realise, maybe it's in studio, that she gets Salah to fix it. And at that point, Salah goes, Chantal, I mean in caps, look at my message. She looks at the message, she goes off for a bit, she comes back, and then boom, super chat. Nothing more than $3 at a time. I love that for her.
we're just going to decide what to do and just hang out, okay? So come right back or else. Bye.
Second one.
Oh, YouTube.
Now, a lot of people are saying I'm still getting ads, and everybody's like, oh, if I'm still getting ads, it still means you monetize. Even demonetized videos play ads because YouTube wants the money for ads. The content creator doesn't get the AdSense, though. Demonetized content still has ads.
Welcome to VIP's Club.
While I remember, there was some debate as to whether Foodie would get paid in December, as in roughly the 21st of December, for the money she's made in this last month. Actually, it's the month before. The money she made in November gets paid in December. That money hasn't gone out yet, and a lot of people are saying she won't get that money, which everybody's saying that's not fair, that's not fair. I looked into it. Now, I'm going to show you my studio, the back end. It's called the back end. I was always going to say I'm going to show you my back end, but that's a bit whatever. So I made, now this was a very good month for me, very, very good month. Usually I don't even make half that amount, but it's that time of year where everybody gets a lot more. Now, as you can see, this is my studio, and this is the money I earned last month in the month of November. Okay, and I'm going to get this money in a few weeks. However, that's not the final amount, because this is before the taxes are taken, and therefore it's not a finalised amount. If the amount was finalised, so you got the amount minus the last lot of taxes, and that amount was concrete, set in stone, this is the amount you've got, which is, incidentally, currently with the 30% YouTube take, but not with the taxes that the area that you're registered to take. So it's pre-taxes but post-YouTube revenue. So that amount is subject to change because of the taxes, and therefore it's not set in stone. Had the taxes been removed and that amount finalised, in a day or two it gets sent to you. But because we haven't got to the point that the taxes have been removed and paid, it's not finalised amount. It hasn't been completely calculated. Foodie won't get it. So she's not going to receive the money she earned in November in December. She will not get that paycheck because the amount isn't set in stone. It hasn't been finalised. She'd only receive it had it gone through all the various places and the final number had been calculated. Now everybody, not everybody, but of that money that's yet to be finalised, most of it is AdSense. Super chats, however, will be reimbursed in their entirety, so not with the 30% YouTube take, will be reimbursed in their entirety to anybody who sent them. So they will get their money back, anybody that super chatted Foodie in November. The AdSense, I don't know where that goes. Not to Foodie, that's for sure. Technically, I think YouTube could claim it because the ads were shown, that paid for services that have been rendered, ads were shown. They were shown. So the money belongs to somebody. It's not Foodie Beauty anymore. Foodie, who has very obviously spent her last paycheck in 2 weeks and not made it last until her next paycheck, isn't getting a next paycheck. It seems awfully unfair. It happened to Amber, but until, according to my research, that number is finalised indefinitely, it can be withheld. I hope that made sense too. The technical stuff I'm really bad at explaining. But she's not getting paid on the 21st of December. And she's not getting paid. anything. Anything she gets from PayPal, yes, because that has nothing to do with Google or YouTube or anything. But the money she earned via YouTube, it's gone. It's gone, foodie. You're not getting it. You've had your last paycheck until March. And anything you earn in March, incidentally, you won't get until April. So you're not getting a paycheck from YouTube, except possibly on this platform, if my explanations earlier turn out to be true, until April. No paycheck till April. Sucks to be you, doesn't it?
This seems like a Pete's thing. Oh, thank you. Okay, what did we say to people who joined? I don't remember. Did we have an intro? Welcome. Thank you so much. I appreciate the support over here. Thank you, everybody. I'm mad about this. Teardrop says. Hey, Bumpy, Tracy. I love you too, Teardrop. There's no super chat option? Really? Are you sure?
Now, people are pointing out that she's ban evading by being on this channel. Well, technically, yes, she is. She shouldn't be on any channels. If this channel isn't linked to the other ones by their AdSense, in other words, it doesn't share the same bank account, she's not. If she created a new channel, even with a different bank account, that's for sure, definite ban evading. This is very much a grey area. A lot of people have lost their channels, Fanny and Kev, for example, and gone on immediately to have other channels. Just linked to different bank accounts, just linked to different phone numbers, just linked to a different name. It's wrong. They're not allowed to do this technically, but it's not going to show up in any of the systems, and the bots aren't going to find it. Maybe it would be different if it was mass reported. Maybe. I don't know. I can't say for sure. But there's a possibility that mass reporting it might prevent her from being on it, if anybody was so inclined. I mean, it's just a thought. I don't know either way if it would work. Just thought I'd mention it.
That's weird. Maybe they're like removing it.
Yeah, she just found out that Amberlynn and Rosie both lost their appeals, for which she's like, fuck.
Does
Anyway.
this join memberships?
Could be Tiny Shamrocks that's telling her.
Anything stars.
Anyway, somebody sorts out the super chats for her. Thanks. Although it's kind of funny how small the amount she gets she is and how she feels about that. I mean, if somebody donates $3 or $2.99, she'd get 2 of it.
So weird. See, you can become members.
I mean, that's not even a singular edible, is it?
ASSH assholes.
It's a bag of fries from McDonald's.
Hey, Ocean. Hold on, I'll have to check. Tiny Shamrocks, welcome to the VIPs club. I gotta find something to do for when people join. But in the meantime, thank you. Thank you so much for joining my VIPs club. Welcome.
How?
Okay, yeah, we have to decide what we're gonna do. Because, yeah, I'm sure we'll get found out here soon. Yeah, it's demonetized. Great, like, no, I have to, like, figure out something. Oh, teardrop. I don't see a sign. You're gonna go want to eat supper now? Yeah.
Deb2525. Now the wackos on Twitter have been tagging YouTube saying you're promoting self-harm because you come on here high. Yeah, actually. The wackos on Twitter have a point.
I know, teardrop. It's like, okay, so they're saying that I got so they're saying that Foodie Beauty channel got demonetized, and they said that's because they said it's violates self-harm. Now, I'm going to appeal the crap out of it because, number one, if they say it's for mukbangs, period, I have an email from them, from the appeal center, from the policy center, saying that my video when I was eating the pizza didn't violate self-harm policy.
I'm watching the same part of footage again, aren't I? Did I just place the same bit twice? Because if I did... No. What? Doesn't appear to be. Oh dear, I'm such a donut. Anyway, let's repeat the last bit. No, let's not. No. I don't know what to do. Hang on. Let's see at the very end what I did. Let's have a go. Okay.
It might be a glitch, and I'm going to delete this.
I did. Instead of adding the second live, I repeated the first live. Anyway, you've seen the finished product. I'll just stick the gingerbread men thing at the end. And consider this a blessing, because it means that you don't get to watch 3 hours of me responding to this entire thing. I am a monumental donut. Incredible. Alright, yeah. My brain farted. I'm sorry.